Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, October 31st, 2022. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin this Halloween edition with some WWE streaming news. Just in time for Halloween, Peacock and the WWE Network have added a new compilation of Halloween Havoc matches covering the 30-plus year history of the event, including both WCW and NXT. The package, entitled The Best of WWE Halloween Havoc's Most Hellacious Matches, and hosted by Matt Camp of WWE's The Bump, runs 3 hours and includes 10 matches. Among them are Steve Austin against Dustin Rhodes from 1991, the Sting vs. Jake Roberts Coal Miner's Glove match from 1992, the 1995 Sumo Truck Monster match between Hulk Hogan and the Giant, Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko from 1996, and Braun Breaker against Tommaso Ciampa from 2021. Halloween Havoc was established in WCW from 1989 to 2000 and has been presented in NXT since 2020. We also have some news breaking out of Japan this morning. As New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced, Karl Anderson has been removed from the company's upcoming show this Saturday, November 5th in Osaka. Anderson was scheduled to defend the Never Openweight Championship that he holds against Hikuleo, but on the October 19th edition of WWE Monday Night Raw, it was announced that Anderson would be teaming with Luke Gallows and AJ Styles in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on the same day against the Judgment Day as a part of WWE's Crown Jewel Premium Live event. Since that time, both New Japan and Karl Anderson have issued statements back and forth about Anderson being double booked that day, with the company issuing another one this morning scrapping the match, but not stripping Anderson of the title. In part, the statement reads, quote, "Despite extensive efforts by New Japan Pro Wrestling to negotiate with Karl Anderson regarding his scheduled match in Osaka at Battle Autumn on November 5th, NJPW officials have still been met with no response and have been left with no other option but to cancel the planned Never Openweight Championship match." Unquote. New Japan apologized to fans for canceling the match as well as Anderson's lack of professionalism, but stopped short of stripping the original Bullet Club member of the championship. As a result, rumors continue to swirl that Anderson will be showing up in a New Japan ring at some point to drop the championship. Hikuleo will now face the Bullet Club's Yujiro Takahashi in a singles bout. On Sunday, it was announced that WWE's Shinsuke Nakamura would be heading to Tokyo on January 1st to wrestle for Pro Wrestling Noah against the soon-to-be-retired Great Muta. New Japan also finalized their card for this coming Saturday in Osaka by adding FTR against the Great Okan and Jeff Cobb for the IWGP World Tag Team titles. The main event of the show will be an IWGP United States title defense by Will Ospreay against Tetsuya Naito. In AEW news, the Full Gear pay-per-view scheduled for Saturday, November 19th is approaching a sellout, with 10,362 tickets distributed for the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, as of Saturday night. That's according to WrestleTix. The arena has 11,953 seats set up for the show, meaning that there were still 1,591 tickets available as of Saturday night. Attendance for the 2021 edition of Full Gear was 10,442, while attendance for AEW's most recent pay-per-view event, last month's All Out, was 10,014. With some live event results, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
WWE came to Glasgow, Scotland yesterday for the first time in 13 months with a SmackDown house show at the OVO Hydro. The main event saw Braun Strowman and the New Day defeat WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. In the card's only title match, Intercontinental Champion Gunther retained against Shinsuke Nakamura. In other results, Ridge Holland and Butch of the Brawling Brutes beat Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci of Imperium, Hit Row topped Maximum Male Models, Shotzi defeated Sonya Deville, Karrion Kross won over Ricochet, and Liv Morgan emerged victorious in a three-way street fight with Shayna Baszler and Natalya, pitting Natalya after a top rope senton onto a table. Missing from the show was Scotland's own Drew McIntyre, who has not wrestled since the October 22nd house show in Dayton, Ohio. While the SmackDown crew performed in Scotland, the Raw brand continued its Mexico run with a house show at Mexico City Arena, the first WWE appearance in Mexico City in 3 years. The arena was also the site of the last leg of AAA's Triple Mania 30 on October 15th. Yesterday's results were identical to Raw's house show the night before in Monterrey, Mexico. Meanwhile, just 7 miles south of Mexico City Arena, in Arena Mexico, CMLL presented its regularly scheduled Sunday night show. Headlined by Atlantis Jr., Octagon, and El Hijo de Octagon, defeating Angel de Oro, Fuerza Guerrera, Niebla Roja, and El Satanico. Also on the show, Micro Gemelo Diablo No. 1 beat Samuel to become the second CMLL Micro Estrellas champion. Samuel was the first champion, and had held the title since Christmas Day 2019. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In GCW news, Nick Gage defended the GCW World title Saturday night for the first time since regaining it. He defeated Lio Rush in 28 minutes and 39 seconds in the main event of the GCW Hit Em Up pay-per-view at the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles. Gage won back the title from Jon Moxley on October 8th in Atlantic City, New Jersey to start his third reign as champion. In other results from Hit Em Up, Speedball Mike Bailey defeated Willie Mack, Blake Christian beat Flip Gordon, and Taya Valkyrie and Alley Catch wrestled to a no contest. Our final report today will contain some spoilers for upcoming MLW television. These will not be full results, but only the newsworthy items that occurred during these tapings. If you wish to not hear any of these spoilers, we'll give you a moment to make your decision, and please remember to follow us across all of our forms of social media. Lince Dorado won the MLW Middleweight Championship from Shun Skywalker last night at MLW's Fightland 22 event at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, which included tapings for upcoming editions of MLW Fusion. Dorado pinned Skywalker with a shooting star press to take the title. The loss ended Skywalker's middleweight reign at 43 days, making it the shortest reign in the 4-year history of the title. Dorado held the WWE 24/7 title for a few seconds in 2020, but outside of that, this is the first title he has held in 8 years. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.